in their entire career. Start that up. But yeah, guys, these two gentlemen that we're going to be having on have done some really extraordinary things, man. They have a huge heart. They're extremely focused with what they're doing right now, man. 20 personals each in the last week or so. That's insane. That's top 1% of enrolling for network marketing, guys. And so they are doing this call because they actually care. That's just the reality of it. They're not doing the call because they have to. They're doing the call because, Jake calls me, Brandon calls me, and they're like, dude, like, we see other people, obviously enrolling people into IS Global and Driven. Like, we see other people hustling, and, we're not like perfect or anything, but should we like offer any like guidance or help from like stuff that we're doing? And I'm like, absolutely. Absolutely, you should share what you're doing and learning. So if you're someone on this call, or someone who should be on this call, that is wanting to go smash ranks in this company, guys, if you go and are able to build a team and help people see the vision of what we're doing, help blind people see what we're doing, IS Global Driven, they will reward you for it. I've been doing it for 5 years, man, and I've changed a lot of lives, not just me, but us together as a team. And so these guys are living proof, man. So they got some big ranks they're approaching right now. And so those are dropping at the end of the month. We're going to talk about those right now. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Jake Maldonado, guys. This dude is an absolute hustler. He has an absolutely insane story. Maybe he'll tell you guys a little bit about it if you don't know who he is. But I remember talking to him back in the day. We weren't a part of the same business yet, but he was just smoking people left and right in this business. and I was like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, let's talk." And I just have now grown to be really good friends with him. He's helped thousands of people in this industry, and he's made a really big impact, man. So the floor is yours, man. Let's go.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I'm actually gonna intro Brandon real quick, but just so you guys know who I am, Jake Maldonado. I'm 26 years old from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grew up kind of really similar to Jay. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Jay's story, but that was one of the things that attracted me to Josh and Jay. Now, it's crazy because just a little bit ago, I mean, me and Brandon were kind of like just sliding by, right? And me and Brandon had a really good talk, but this call is going to be based around, as far as my part, what I'm going to talk about, it's going to be based around, how I started to do this, and how I actually started to have like maximum efficiency in my life. And it's just absolutely insane. But first, I want to introduce my favorite business partner I've ever had. I mean, this dude's absolute hustler. I mean, he's been with me since day one, completely loyal to the game. I mean, this dude is completely loyal to the game. He's going to forever be a part of it. So, real quick, I just want to introduce Brandon and have him take the floor. Come here, brother.
Drop some sevens in the chat.
All right, guys. So I appreciate that intro, Jake. Yeah, me and Jake have been running this now for almost 3 years, and me and him, just locked on. We've been through the ups and downs together, so we're always gonna be here, kind of like a Josh and Jay. That's where we're at. So I appreciate Jake and everything that he's helped me with in life, and he's changed my life, just like he's changed thousands of other people's lives, and just like we're gonna go out and change thousands of other people's lives. But I want you guys, this is a quote that resonated with me today when I was doing some self-development. So I want you guys to write this down. If you are willing to do what other people are not willing to do, one day you will have what they will never have. And it's just a quote that stuck with me because when times are hard, when things aren't going my way, that's the quote that always sticks in my mind. And I'm saying that if you just wake up every day, you're not gonna feel like it every day. Not everybody feels like getting up and going to the gym and doing the thing, eating healthy and doing the things you're supposed to be doing, going to work, but it's the habits that you build in your life that create the person that you're going to be. It's doing 2 hours of self-development. It's going to the gym. It's having, conversations that are uncomfortable. I've had a lot of uncomfortable situations where I had to have uncomfortable conversations with people, but that's how you grow and that's how you get better. And staying disciplined helps you create momentum in your life. Like Jake and I were just talking about it. He's like, it's crazy, man. Like we sat down after the Orlando event and we started talking about our goals and getting actually serious about this and really taking, you know, what we built to the next level. And we worked at it, but we also vibrated high enough to attract that into our lives. We put it in our minds and then we took action on it. Like you can talk about what you're going to do your whole life. Some people do that. They just sit there and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But if you're not actually going to put in the action, it's never going to happen for you. And so we sat down with each other and we're like, hey, we have to switch our mentality here. Like if we really want to go and impact thousands of lives, we have to become totally different people. We have to start putting in even more work. We have to start hitting the gym, eating healthy, helping our team. Like I've been on conversations with my team for hours lately, teaching them how to place a trade, how to set up their accounts, taking accountability for your actions, looking in the mirror and saying, how can I get better? What's one thing I can do today to get better? And guys, in this industry, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of shiny objects, okay? And I'm telling you, with IX and Driven combined, the grass is not greener on the other side. And I know Josh and Jay can attest to that. And I know Jake can attest to that. I know all the top leaders that are on this call can attest to that. Guys, the grass is greener where you water it. That's where your grass gets greener, where you put in the work. And there's so many people that like, they'll see a different trading academy or they see different crypto projects and like, well, I can go make more money over there and I'm trying to get rich overnight. Guys, this is a 3 to 5 year plan to become independently wealthy. Not a 3 to 5 day, not a 3 to 5 week, 3 to 5 years of consistently grinding. Like grinding. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. And I'm not saying everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. I'm saying that this is going to be worth it. The work you put in today, you're not going to see for 90 days, 6 months down the road. You're not going to see it right away. It's called delayed gratification. If everybody could get rich overnight, then everybody would be getting rich overnight. They call it an overnight success because you pulled all-nighters for 10 years straight. That's how then they're like, oh, that's an overnight success. No, I worked day in and day out. I did not let off the gas. I never let off. Everybody's like, how are you guys putting in so many people? How are you guys doing all this? We don't let off the gas. We don't let off. I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror and on my mirror, it says in 3 years, my net worth will be $150 million. I have no idea how I'm going to get there. No idea. But what I do know is every day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to give it everything I have until I am completely exhausted because I want this more than anything in the world. Because my family is counting on me. My friends are counting on me. My team is counting on me. If I give up, I'm letting them all down. I don't know about you, but I don't want to die a nobody. I want to die somebody that made everybody feel like a somebody. That when I said I was going to do something, I did it. When I said what I was going to be there, I was there. When I said, hey, I'm going to be there for you. You don't know how many hard conversations I've had with people on my team. Guys, some of these people are spending their last dollar to get started with us. And you're just going to treat them like a nobody? They're counting on you. They are counting on you to change their life. Just like I was counting on Jake When he called me, I'm like, bro, I'm at the lowest point of my life. He's like, I got you, bro. And what did we do? We went and put 300 people in. And we hit the charts and we back tested our trades and we dug in. We dug deep every day. A year later, I was out of debt, back on my feet. Because I made a decision that no matter what, I'm not going to give up. No matter what happens to me, I will never give up. No matter how many holes I got to dig and I don't hit gold, I'm going to keep digging. I'm going to keep digging until I find the gold. It might take me a year. It may take me 20 years. It don't matter. I'm still hitting gold. And guess what? You're going to look back and you're going to look at all those people who's like, bro, just give up, man. Just give up, girl. That thing's never going to work out. Those things never go out. It's shaped like a pyramid. It's not that those things don't work out. Guess what? They're in my DMs now. I'll tell you that much. They're in my DMs now. Straight up. They're in my DMs now because I knew that I was going to make it work. I was going to do whatever it took, and I was going to prove not only to myself, but to everybody else that when I say that I'm going to be someone and I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to you. Nobody's coming. Superman ain't coming. I woke up one day and I was like, man, if this is going to work out, shit, it's on me. Excuse my language, but it's on me. Because nobody's coming to save me. Not mommy, not daddy, not my cousin, not my aunt, not my uncle. They were all telling me like, bro, get out of that. Come on, man. Get a real job. Get a real job, man. Guess what? They ain't saying that now. Now they're like, hey, man, come on, man. Give me some money. You know, come on, help me out, man. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm just being real. Hey, man, like, teach me this crypto stuff. Teach me this trading. I'm down to teach anybody. I'm down to help anybody. That's why me and Jake are building this, because we have big hearts. We actually want to help people. It's not about hype anymore. Like, we looked at each other and we sat down like, bro, if we really want to help people, we need to help ourselves. We need to work on ourselves every day. If your cup's not full, how are you going to pour into everybody else's? Fill your cup first. Make sure you're right. Get your life right first. And then be like, hey, man, I'm going to help you. You want to climb this mountain with me? Shit, I got you. I'll show you how to do it. So I'm gonna put Jake back on this call. I know he's dying to talk to you guys, but that's what I had to say, man. It's time to step up. And I know a lot of you, you know, you're already funded. Okay, you know how to place a trade. You know how to do the simple things. Guys, take the basics and run with it. And me and Jake and I will have your hand every step of the way. Whatever you can call me at 3 a.m. I'm up. I'm up till 3, and then I go to the gym at 4, and then I work all day, and then I take a little nap, and then I go back to work. 22-hour shifts, baby. Let's get it. Till we hit 1 million lives this year. And then once we hit 1 million, shit, we going to 5 million. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I think my internet's lagging a little bit.
Yeah, we can hear you still, but your screen's definitely doing the dance.
All right. I'm gonna get Jake on here. But yeah, guys, Jake's oh, now my screen's out. Okay, we'll get it back on. But I'm gonna bring Jake on here, guys, and Jake's had my back 100% since day one. Jake's had my back, and he pretty much brought me into this industry, and he's like, hey man, like if you want to take this thing and you want to make a living out of this and you want to change people's lives, like, I'll do whatever it takes. I'll have your back 100%. And he's kept his word. Jake's always had my back since day one. So I'm going to get Jake back on here, and I'm going to let him spit what he's got to spit. I love y'all, and we'll talk soon.
Hey, y'all want to know the crazy thing about this, dude? I'm looking at his notes right now. He has 2 sentences written down that had absolutely nothing to do with what he talks about after the first minute. Like, who comes up with that stuff off the top of their head? I don't get it. This dude's insane. He's absolutely insane. Look, everyone's throwing fire in the chats. All right. So, like Brandon said, we had that conversation. It was a weird conversation to have because I wanted to let my ego get in the way, right? And I was like, no, man, everything's fine. But then I really sat down for a second, and he was like, no, I'm talking to you as a business partner, bro. And that's where everything started, guys. So I think the best way to talk about how to step up is if I explain to you how it happened for me. Okay. So prior to the event, me and Brandon, we had a conversation. We talked for about an hour, and he said, like, dude, we have awesome culture and everything, but there's a couple things that really need to change. Like there's a lot of things that need to change. He was like, what's going to happen if, a really big real estate guy comes in, or a super, super huge salesman that has a huge network, and then he sees the way that we're talking in the chats and stuff like that. And I'm like, you're right. And he was like, no, I know I'm right, because I have a lot of things I need to work on as well. But the true turning point for me, it wasn't really anything that was said at the event. There's a ton of valuable things. But Friday night, I stayed up the entire night. I drank with a couple people at the Airbnb, guys, and we talked about all this kind of stuff, right? It had absolutely no reason to talk about it because we were all drinking. So it meant nothing. It meant absolutely nothing. And then I realized it was 5:00 in the morning. And I was like, dude, I'm like, if I go to sleep, I'm not going to this event. So I stayed up, right? I go to this event. I'm still tipsy, super immature, super immature, super unprofessional. And I'm messing around while the owner of the company is talking, right? And then this 18-year-old kid, Mason, he tapped me on the knee and he was like, dude, what the fuck? Or, sorry. He was like, dude, what the heck are you doing? And I was like, no. And then a second later, I was like, man, I'm 26 years old. And I just had an 18-year-old kid tell me, dude, what are you doing? And that's when it hit me. And the rest of the event, I was sitting there, I was taking notes. I was like, dude, Jake, you got to step up, man. Like there's kids out here, like Kobe Booker, dude, he's 21 years old. And I was like, dude, this guy's crushing it right now. He's super professional. He has everything together, right? Like as far as in his business and everything, and how he enrolls people and how he talks to people. I'm like, dude, what am I doing right now? And that's when I made a decision to like actually step up, right? So another thing, I was on the plane, and this is something that hit me. I was on the plane going to Colorado to go meet up with Landon and Maddie before I go home into Wisconsin. And I was sitting there and I was just thinking, and I was like, you know what? The people on my team, they only listen to the things that I say because I'm what they have, right? And they're probably sitting there like, oh, Jake's a good guy. He means well. But I really wanted people to listen to me because they want what I have, right? Like they respect my values in life. I want them to see like, okay, you know what? He's a good leader. He's an amazing person. He has discipline. He has a ton of accomplishments. He's a good father, great trader, all that kind of stuff, right? And I want people to listen to me because they want what I have. And if that's the case, then I need to have something worthy of people wanting, right? So that's when I started to work on those things. And I have them written down: leadership, good values in life, accomplishments, focus, good father, great trader, big enroller. And those are the things I wrote down. I was like, okay, I need to perfect all these. I need to start actually taking these seriously, right? Now, what's going to help you guys, okay? This is the biggest thing. In my last company, there was this dude, he used to be a 6-figure earner. And I asked him, I'm like, bro, like, how do I become a better leader? And then he said this. He said, bro, write down the 3 things. So I want you guys all to do this. Write down the 3 things people have been telling you your entire life. So immediately I knew what they were, right? Selfish, care too much about money. I'm always focused on some girl. I'm never single, right? And then I'm self-centered. So those are the things I wrote down. And then I only fixed one of them, barely. But then I remembered that when I realized on the plane, I was like, dude, I need to fix some things. So I wrote those down. And then immediately by the time I got home, well, really by the time I landed and met up with Landon and Maddie, I was like, okay, this is the moment where I start fixing everything. It's the moment where I become focused, right? I actually broke up with my girlfriend when I got back because I told him like, hey, this ain't gonna work out. I'm way too distracted by you. I need to focus on my goals. I need to do a lot more, right? So I heard this guy, Alex, he's super big in network marketing. And he said that he did that exact same thing. And I was like, you know what? This is what I need to do. Cause I know me and this girl ain't going to last. I'm not in love with her. This ain't going to work out. Right. So I wrote down those 3 things. I started really focusing on all of them. Right now for you guys, like, what does stepping up mean? I don't know. That might mean hop in the trade rooms, start watching more of the educational videos, start doing more personal development, actually getting on the mentorship calls from Driven, Josh, and Jay, and everybody, right? Like actually hopping on and doing your best to listen to what they're saying and take action on what they're saying, guys. So trade rooms, videos, Get on mentorship calls. It's super important, guys. I mean, it's cool if you do all the education, but if you don't have the right mindset, you're going to be smoked, right? This dude Jordan even said it. He's 3 months in. He made like 30 bands last month off of trading. Yes, he is funded. It's not a demo account, right? And he was like, leaders are so important. He said, Maldo's trade was my first big trade I took on my funded account. He said, I would have quit if Brandon didn't help me with my mindset, guys. That's why these mentorship calls are so important, because it will help you with your mindset. You can know everything, right? But if you don't have the right mindset with it, it doesn't mean jack nothing, right? And then personal development every day, guys. So take action on all 4 of those aspects. Okay, it's super, super important. Now, a crazy thing, guys, is I know a lot of communities in network marketing, a ton of communities, and I promise you there is nothing like what we have in Driven, guys. I mean, the leadership chats I'm in, they're absolutely nuts. The other leaders that I don't really know too well, I can see that they're super, super hardworking. They all have good culture. I see groups sometimes. I'm in a lot of chats, guys. I see groups sometimes, and it's just one person just sending something, send something, right? We have love in our community. We have ambition in our community. We have people that like genuinely want to help you in our community. There's nothing like it, right? So like, why not share it with everybody? Like, why not share this glory with every person that you know? You know, some people are just scared to. It makes no sense, because this right here, guys. All right, I want you guys to type a 1 in the chat if Empire Traders, Wi-Fi Money, Driven has positively impacted your life since you've been in. I just want to see something. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know, you see it right there, guys. And this is why building is so important to me, right? Like, guys, I'm gonna be honest, in the past 2 years, I made way more money investing, but this is the important part to me, guys. There are grown ass people out there. There are young kids out there. There are struggling moms, struggling dads out there that do not have anybody at all to teach them how to have discipline, consistency, ambition in their life, right? Like, they don't have friends like that. They don't have a community that teaches them that things. They don't have people that push them in their life. People literally need something like this. Prior to this, guys, the friends I had were trying to get me to sell drugs again. And I was thinking about it, and I did it. And then I got into network marketing, and then my complete life changed and my whole paradigm shifted on everything that I want to do, because I was hopping on mentorship calls like this, right? So, you know, why be selfish and not share this with everybody, guys? Seriously, I'm gonna get into tactics and stuff like that in a little bit, but I want to share some with you. So there was a guy, he joined my team, and 3 months later, he ended up telling me when he joined, he was super suicidal, and then he started to focus on personal development. He started working out. He started eating right. He focused just on himself the entire time on personal development and taking action in his life. 3 months later, he didn't want to kill himself anymore, right? That's one awesome story. That is powerful right there. That is powerful what network marketing can do to somebody, because there's no communities like this, right? Another person, this dude Nate, he got started, right? The day he got started, he brought 10 people to an event, and every single one of them got started. It was insane. The next day he hit ranked. I was making like $600 a month, and I was like, dude, that's awesome. A couple weeks later, he was starting to make $1,000 a month, right? And he was killing it trading. He was making some money trading. And I was like, he told me he was in construction, but I thought he owned a construction business, right? So I was like, dude, I know $1,000 and, you know, a couple $100 from trading every month isn't a lot, but I'm like, it's still pretty cool, right? And then he called me, and he was like, bro, I want to tell you something, but I don't want you to tell other people, man. But for the past 3 months, me and my girlfriend have been living in a truck, and I've been working my ass off. And we pretend like we're staying over at people's houses just to hang out, but we just need a place to crash and shower at. He was like, bro, my life's screwed right now. Guess what, guys? It was like 6 to 9 months later, right? He lived around Madison in Wisconsin. He had a beautiful home. He had nice furniture and everything. And his life was whole. You know, he had a positive mindset. That's amazing, guys. He was homeless when he started. I know there's somebody in the chat right now that is too. That dude's probably got more ambition than most people in this call right now. That's insane. That's insane, right? He has every reason in the world to just be completely depressed and curl up in a ball and be a bitch about it. But he's out here grinding and doing everything that he can every single day to really uplift his life, guys. So this is what I did. And I realized, I started thinking, I'm like, you know, how did I get better at this? You know, how did I start to really understand this? Step number 1 that I did, guys, was I learned to love myself. I don't care if anyone thinks that's corny. I learned to love myself, and I learned to understand that, like, I'm enough, you know, like I'm good. I'm a good person. You know, I really started to understand it. So you want to learn how to love yourself. How are you going to do that? Writing down those 3 things and fixing them, right? So write those 3 things down and put like a dash or whatever, right? And that, oh, my boy, let's go. He still hasn't texted me back. He said, hey, bro, I haven't texted you back in a little bit, but, you know, whatever. And then he still doesn't tell me how he's been doing, man. brother, you gotta message me back. I know you just messaged me right before this call, but you gotta message me back about that. I love that for you, bro. I'm super happy. But you want to write down those 3 things, guys, and then right next to it, write down how to fix those things, right? Like write down how am I going to fix those things and write it down and take action on that every single day. Now, this is how you build an organization and really step up with this, guys. Okay. Me personally, I post about 10 stories a day. And I'll post on my wall sometimes if it's something that like I think would be acceptable to post on my wall. And I know that could be a lot for some people, but what I started out doing was I would just post like 3 to 5 stories a day, right? Like, let's say in the morning, in the chat, people were like saying what they're grateful for or saying, you know, all good morning. I would screenshot that, I'd minimize it on my Instagram, and I'd be like, what a great community I'm in, right? Next, we take some trades or whatever, right? We're in profits. I'll show the charts. Like, look at that drop. Look at that gains. Look at all this stuff. Like, this is insane. I'll do a little boomerang while I'm on a Zoom call trading. Boom, you know, like real quick, easy stuff, guys. It takes 2 seconds. I post it. And then people will naturally hit you up, right? People will naturally hit you up. And then that's when you say something like this. That's what I tell people. Let's say, I don't know. Let's say Ashley, she posted a story of this. Somebody hits her up and then she'd be like, yeah, no, I've been day trading now for a little bit. You know, my friend Brandon, he does this thing full time. He's a really cool dude. If you want, I can get you in contact with him. Super simple, just like that. Super nonchalant. Super nonchalant. They don't even know what's going on. They're like, yeah, sure, for sure. They get in a group chat with Brandon. Brandon handles the rest. You guys see how easy that is? All you have to do is post a couple stories a day. People will naturally hit you up. You put them in a group chat with your leader, and then it's game over from there. I mean, because, you know, we close like this. That's how we do it, right? And I'm going to tell you guys how we got good at closing. Okay, I'm not going to explain to you about all that shit. I'm just going to tell you guys where to direct yourselves for this. I apologize for swearing. It just happens sometimes. All right, so this is number 4. Austin Godsey. Okay, Matt Morris, Daniel G. Those have been my pillars for this. And then I asked Josh and Jay questions just to like fine tune and tweak some things, right? If I'm doing something wrong. Austin Godsey, Godsey, Austin Godsey. That's my boy right there. I love him so much, dude. I've never even met the guy, but it's taught me so much. Matt Morris, all right. He's going to teach you things about like, you know, how to prospect, you know, your hot market, your white hot market, like people you're super close to, your cold market, warm market, whatever, right? Like random people. He will teach you that stuff and you put your own little spin on it. And you practice it, you'll be great. You'll be amazing. He'll teach you how to handle objections in a really good way. You know, he'll teach you how to build a business and how to get everyone excited and stuff like that. Now, Daniel G, I mean, this guy's a sales coach. He's a sales coach. He goes all around in different network marketing companies, different sales trainings and all that kind of stuff all around the world. He teaches people how to sell. He has an Instagram every day. I'll look at like 10 of his reels. I just slide down. I'll pick 10 random ones. I'll listen to them. I'll take some notes on it. You know, people ask, you know, like, how'd you get good at this? It's like looking at YouTube and looking at information of people that are actually really good at selling. That's how I did it. Just asking other sales coaches, right? Now, I believe 100%. I really want this entire company, and I think we can really build this, guys. And we are the beginning of it. We could be the pillars of this company, guys. And if we all take action on these little things that I said, it could definitely happen. You know, and like I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I just sit there and I imagine, you know, me going on stage in front of 5,000 people, everyone's like, Maldo, you know, getting lit and everything. Like, don't you want that? Like, don't you want that? That'd be sick, you know, knowing that single mom right there that was struggling like a mother effer is making, you know, $10,000 a month because you got her involved in this because you're helping her. Like, that is an amazing feeling, guys. I just got a text today from that guy who was homeless, and like I said to the chat, I didn't say who it was. I said, why do we do this? To help people and get these kind of messages and make these fucking racks. That's why we do this, right? And it's honest to God an amazing feeling, guys, when you see somebody come into this and completely change their paradigm and completely shift their lives and become positive people. That's the most beautiful thing about network marketing, guys. Most beautiful thing. Plus, you meet some really good connections. I mean, Josh and Jay put me on some game with some money, guys. They put me on some game. These dudes are beast. Now, like I said, just start small, guys. Start small. You know, post 3 stories a day. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Just listen to the guys I told you to for 20 minutes a day in the morning. Get your mind right. Hop on one trading call, you know, post a story of it and actually learn. Okay, actually utilize the information and take action on it so you can become a good trader, right? Now this is something that really helps me out, guys. I don't I don't just shoot, random messages telling people I day trade and this and that, right? What I actually do, guys, is I will go through my Facebook. Facebook's huge for me, right? Because it's not a bunch of influencers on there. It's a bunch of regular people, right? So I'll go through and then I'll like a bunch of people's posts, right? Like, let's say it's a meme or a picture or a status of them getting married or just something cool. I don't respond to like the toxic ones that are talking about like stupid shit in relationships. But like everything else, everything else I will respond to. I'll like it. And then after that, I'll message them privately. And I'll be like, dude, that's a hilarious meme, whatever, right? And then we just start chatting up, talking, right? And guys, something about people is this right here. Like, some people are very closed off, they got trust issues and things like that. But for the most part, a lot of people love to talk about themselves. And that's the key thing right there. Whenever I'm on a phone or a phone call or prospecting somebody or just messaging them, guys, this is what I'll do. I'll start asking them like 1 or 2 questions about themselves, and then they will spill out all the information I need to be able to close them without them even knowing. I will know their weak points in their life and all this kind of stuff just by a couple questions, and it's simple. It's just normal question. I'm just going about what's going on in their day and stuff like that, and what's going on in their life. After that, once the conversation starts to die out, guys, this is what I'll do. I'll send a voice message because I do have a lot of meetings, but even if sometimes if I don't, I just say it because it sounds good, right? But I'll be like, hey, Josh, it was a really good conversation that we were having, but I'm actually stepping into a meeting right now, so I'm gonna be busy. Yeah, I'll give you examples, but I was like, I'm actually really busy right now, man. So I'm launching something big. And because you have such a demanding job in whatever you're doing, right? Whatever he's doing, I'll just relate something to that. Or he says he's a positive person. I'll be like, but since you have such a demanding job, man, I think you have a lot of discipline in your life if you keep that job. So I think you'd be perfect with what I'm about to launch, man. I'll hit you up in a couple of days. Boom, that's it, right? Guys, a couple of days later, I'll go hit him up. 3 days later, yeah, I have it all in a notebook, all these people that I talk to, and I tell them that. I'll have the date, and then I'll know when to hit them up. I'll be like, hey, Josh, dude, I told you the other day I was launching something really big, and I wasn't ready at that moment, but it's ready now, bro. So if you want to hop on a phone call, we can talk about it, man. I think you'd be a great asset to this. It has to do with day trading. Guys, come on, man. Everyone's going with it. Brandon does the same thing, man. We like, I really don't know the amount of personals, but I'm pretty sure it was like, that's something crazy. We just rolling and going with it. But no, guys, like that's literally all it is, man. That's all it is. And then you can put them in a group chat with me, Brandon, Josh, Jay, whoever your leader is, Allie, Landon, man, Toby, Zenna, Justin. You guys got some beastie leaders around here. Utilize them, ask some questions. But I mean that's really it. But I have one thing I just want to say, guys, again. I wholeheartedly believe we have the most beautiful, amazing, strong community that is possible, right? Like I said, I've been in a ton of different chats, at least 20. There's not teams like us, guys. There's really not. All these teams are just fluff and bullshit and just it ain't it, man. We got the sauce over here. I'm telling you guys, we got the sauce. I've been in multiple companies. There's no culture like ours, there's not there on these other teams. People ain't winning like we are over here, right? Like Corey even said at the event, he said the issue with Driven is everyone's making so much money trading that people don't want to build. That's insane. That's an amazing issue to have. But now it's up to us, everyone in this call right now, it's up to us to flip that script and make sure that we share this glory and this beauty with everybody in the world. Okay. But there's one thing that I've always been stuck on, right? And my team right now is literally 50% women, right? And then I noticed, I'm gonna have this person come up and speak, but I noticed 3 of her people got started, and then they got 3 people started within a week. That's awesome, right? That's awesome. I haven't had that happen in a while. I've seen her lead. I've seen people talk about her, and I mean, she's just absolutely crushing it right now. Like, her team is dominating this stuff right now. It's awesome to see. So, real quick, Josh, could you put Zenna up here? And I just want to ask her 2 questions.
Yep. Just 1 second. Let me go pull it. There she is. What's going on?
So.
What's up? Thank you so much for that intro. I appreciate it. You guys bring so much value to this team. And I mean, y'all hit me up right before this, and I was like, heck yeah, I want to come up. Heck yeah, I want to bring some value. I know so many people on this call that I know have been crushing it. My team has been absolutely crushing it, and I'm so proud of them. So I'm definitely excited to share some more value with everybody.
Awesome. So guys, I have two questions that I want to ask her, and I think everybody should write these things down with what she responds with. So, one, I noticed that, Leo Mason, I believe his name is Braden. I just talked to him a couple of days ago, but I started noticing, right? And I was like, they're smoking stuff right now. And I know that I believe like they do all the calls with you, right? So, how did you get it so that when these people got started, because a lot of people, they say things like, oh, I want to become this master trader and make 10 grand a month before I enroll somebody. How did you get hustlers like that were just like, no, let's go do it right now? What was the duplication factor that you used?
That is a great question. So first off, I kind of want to say, set the expectations for everybody that comes into this business and into this organization. Set the expectations for everybody to know kind of what's going on and to kind of understand what everybody really does when they enter this. And a lot of it is finding their needs and their wants and what they really want out of this opportunity and what they want to get out of it. And so just kind of working with every single person individually, and just really learning more and more about them and building that trust with every single person that comes into it. And then honestly, just setting them up and make it simple for everybody. Don't make it seem so complicated. They don't need to know every single little thing. That is what your uplines are for. When you come into this, give them the information that they need, but don't overwhelm everybody. That's something that I really learned is do not overwhelm people with information because it's much simpler once they start to actually break it down and look at everything. And so you also have to transfer a feeling to every single person on your team. Show your excitement, be confident, make sure that they're excited about this opportunity. You know what it brings, you know what it has. Make sure they know what it has, make sure everybody knows what it really has. And so one thing that I also do is, so I have a launch call. After I kind of do the op call with them, we have a launch call right after that. They get started and I challenge them to make a list of 20 people that they know. I challenge them. I don't say, hey, I need you to do this. Hey, I want you to do this. I challenge them to do it because first of all, this is not college. I'm not their boss. This is part of the reason they wanted to get away from their job. That's part of the reason that they wanted to, not have to be going to college. I was in college listening to professors every single day and then going to my job right after that, full-time job, listening to my boss me around, tell me what to do every single day. Challenge them, help them, give them what they need to become successful with it. And that's honestly what it's really about, setting those expectations, helping them get out of their comfort zone, what it should really look like. And one thing I was kind of talking to Josh about actually yesterday too was, on social media, you don't have to have like a large following right off the bat. I've had people come into it and be like, but I only have, a few hundred followers. Like, how am I supposed to post about it? Okay, first of all, you don't have to start posting about it in the first day. You don't have to have all of the content to start posting the first day. Yeah, we'll help you with it, but you don't have to have all of that like right away. Send voice messages. Also, sending voice messages to people, that will actually show people the energy. You can't give them that energy just through a text message. It's really hard. And then also, really make what you're doing known to people. Do people actually know what you're doing? If you called them and you kind of explained it to them, can they actually understand what you're saying? And are you overcomplicating things? That's what it's really all about. So yeah, I would say that, but my team is absolutely crushing it. I do want to say again that I'm extremely proud of every single one of them. But yeah.
That's awesome. I remember actually one of my first mentors, he said on a call like this, he was like, you want everybody in your town to know you as the trading guy. He was like, if you do that, he was like, it's just putting out the right info after that and everyone will follow. Now real quick, just to add on to it. So what do you have these people doing to actually enroll people? Like, what do you have them saying to their friends?
I have a whole list of things in my notes. So I've been doing this for 2.5 years. So kind of elaborate a little bit more on exactly what you mean by that real quick. Just to make sure.
Yeah. So to get their prospects actually to hop on a call, if you have a whole list of things, you want to just throw it in the chat and then everybody here can copy and paste that and have those utensils to use. But yeah. Is that what you have them do? Just send out those messages?
Yeah. So I've been doing this for 2.5 years. And honestly, for like the first 1.5 years, I watched and I listened a lot. And so I have tons of notes that I've taken just from really listening to people over the years. And so it's simple messages. It's not overcomplicating. And so I can definitely send them in the chat, but it's simple things like, for example, I would say, hit up one of your closer friends, say, hey man, I just got into something. I've been working with, some sharp individuals in the area, especially this one girl. She's been doing it for 2.5 years, absolutely killing it. You got to edify your upline. That is something that's extremely, extremely important. And I'll actually be talking about it more on a call on Sunday. But edifying your upline and just kind of explaining, I really want you to see this information. I value you. I value your opinion. I really want you to just kind of see this information a little bit, hear me out, hop on this call with me, and then kind of go about it that way. And I used to overcomplicate things all the time. I do want to say that I used to overcomplicate things all the time. And my uplines would be like, yo, chill a little bit. Cause I'd be throwing random stuff out there and they're like, they're not going to understand that. That's why we have these presentations for, so we can actually break it down because it is 90% visual. But yeah, that's what I mainly say. But I'll drop it in the chat. I think actually Colby has it, so he can probably do that.
All right, dope. Yeah, guys, just to add to that, so I just remembered something that I did in the beginning was I knew I didn't want to pay for that membership, right? I was broke as I was real broke when I got started. So I literally had told like all my closest friends, it was like 12 dudes. I told them personally, and I was like, hey bro, I'm about to do this trading thing. You're gonna do it with me, but just wait a little bit, just wait a couple weeks, dude. And once I know that it's actually legit and that like they'll help you make money trading and everything, I'm like, bro, we're gonna lock in and do this. So my friends are already like pre-waiting on me to say like, hey bro, this ain't it, or hey bro, this is it, right? And then the second I started making money on my demo, and I was doing, like real trades of what I should have been doing with the account that I had on my demo. Once I started making money doing that, I called them up. I'm like, bro, it's game time, baby. I'm like, I don't got the money put in an account, but I know you do. So let's get this thing going. And then like 12 of my friends got started within, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, guys. And then boom, just like that, extra $600 a month. And I was immediately hooked onto this. And I was like, this is awesome. Real quick too, I didn't have a mentor that taught me like absolutely anything, like anything besides telling people to hop on a Zoom call, right? And I was like, dude, I told my friends, I'm like, guys, I don't think this is it. They were like, bro, screw that. My barber, he was like, bro, screw that. We already paid the money. We're gonna learn this with or without him. And then we learned it, guys. So if you have somebody, and they don't really answer questions, or they just kind of guide you to whatever, like, just understand, like, take accountability for this and do it like a boss too. And then, actually go through the information and then ask them questions, right? Because like I have some people that they'll go through. I know we're talking about building, but I just want to touch this on trading real quick. I know there's people that will go through a couple of videos, give up, and they'll be like, bro, I need you to show me how to mark up a chart. Like, bro, what? There's people out here going through the entire academy in a week, and then they ask me questions, and then boom, they know what they're doing. They know how to mark up a basic chart. So guys, if you're on my team personally, if I don't see that you're actually going to go through the information, I'm probably not going to take you too seriously, straight up. Join that Facebook group, guys. All right, now another question I have, this is the last question I have for you. So I have a ton of women on my team, right? Like they're super, super hungry. It's crazy. Like hustlers. I never had this before. So I never really ran into this issue, but I've had probably like 15, 20 girls ask me what to say when they come to certain situations as far as being a woman in network marketing. Cause guys are guys and things can happen, right? So like, have you ever had a certain situation being a girl in network marketing, and then how do you take that situation and actually turn it into an enrollment or something that's positive for your own business?
Definitely. That's actually a really good question. Because I've definitely noticed, differences being a female in this, especially people swiping up on my stories. I know it happens for tons of women in this. People will swipe up on your stories, especially when you're just posting pictures of yourself, even if it has information on it, but they're not really focused on that information, might start complimenting you. Use that and start making a conversation out of it. Start making a connection with it. So I've had people, swipe up on my stories, be like, hey, you're super pretty. Like, what's up? Obviously, they want to talk to me. Use that. And that's where I'll be like, hey, what's up? Where are you from? They kind of give me a little bit. I'll start asking, what are you doing for work right now? And that's how I really get into the conversation with them. I used to think, I have a boyfriend, so I'd be like, okay, I have to probably remove him or something. But no, use it to your benefit. It doesn't have to be a conversation like that. You can make it, about the business but without them actually kind of knowing. Make them feel like they're running that conversation, but you actually are. That's something I do all the time. Make them feel like, they're asking the questions, but you're actually getting that information out of them. So I'll ask them, I'll ask them, what are you doing for work right now? Obviously, they're going to ask me what I'm doing for work too. And be like, oh, this is what I do. What about you? And I'll give them a little bit of information. I might say, I show people how to automate their lives. And they're like, oh, well, what do you mean by that? And then I make them ask more and more. And like, that's the entire goal for me, is kind of wanting them to want to know more about what it is that I do. So utilize being a woman in this, but also be confident, be bold. Like, don't let people run over you. That's why I see a lot of the time. I used to be super quiet. I used to let, people kind of like control me a lot more. And that's where I had to step up and kind of like be more confident in every single aspect of my life, because it carries through everything. It's not just about the business and with trading and everything. It's every single aspect of your life. So just being bold, confident, stop making excuses for yourself. I see lots of women making excuses for themselves. And honestly, talk to me, talk to women, talk to your women uplines that can really help you, because, not everybody's going to understand everything that, the messages that you're getting or what people are saying to you. And it might be harder to get the message across. So just utilizing all of your resources is kind of the most important thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome, guys. I hope you guys tagged her in your stories. So somebody should drop her Instagram and follow her. She posts some dope content. She really does post some dope content. You copycat off of her. Thank you so much for that, Zenna. But yeah, guys, I think that's everything. Like, me and Brandon are gonna start doing these calls every single week. Next week we're probably gonna start talking about like how what you put out there can come back to your guys' life. Because real quick, I'm gonna tell you guys super quick, and I'll touch more on it later on, and then I'll end this call. But guys, when I got into Driven, I was excited about it, but I just got screwed bad in a really bad decision of going into a stupid company, right? And at that point, I was like, I don't really want to do this anymore. And then I saw Driven. I was like, they got it going on, right? And I just needed a place for my team to go. I just needed a home for them to go. And I kind of just secured like that $2,000 a month rank. And then I was like, I'm cool. I'm cool. And I started focusing on other things, stupid stuff. I was doing very dumb things the past few months, guys. And then I stopped. And then I made those changes in my life. And it's insane, guys, because the way that my life is going now, because I made certain changes, and I started putting different things out there, and I stopped being so immature and stupid and being arrogant. My life is completely good right now. Like I'm super happy all the time. I have so much energy in my life. I actually go through my day with like gratitude. And it's crazy because me and my baby mama, we've been fighting so bad for the past year and a half. And then literally we're just great now. We're just awesome. It's like we're best friends, guys. And I really truly believe, and like my team, I'm starting to get really close to my team too. And I believe it's because I started putting all these good things and good energies out there in the world. So I definitely want to touch on that next week. And I just want to keep this thing going, guys. I love the team and I love seeing everybody grow, but I'm going to end it right there. Josh, thank you for having me on this call and doing this.